Hello and welcome to From the Boundary. I am Tom and I'm once again joined by my co-host Sam.
Before we start this episode, though, we need to talk about Quick Fix Bat Services. Got it right that time. Nailed it. Henry, who's been on the podcast, probably OG sponsor now. He has now offered. It's not now. He did it before Christmas. But all listeners to the From the Boundary show.
Get to the point, Sam. The point.
I think him sponsoring a podcast to two people who got ADHD is probably not the best idea. But never mind. Back on point. Henry gives all of the listeners to From the Boundary 5% off all his services. And all you have to do is message him, ask him for a service on Instagram, say you've come from us, use the code word boundary5 for 5% off. That is Quick Fix _ Bat Services. Quick Fix _ Bat Services on Instagram. Message Henry, go back, watch the episode that he's on, come back, watch this episode. Everyone's caught up. You know who Henry is. You know who we are.
We know who Henry is.
We know, well, and the listeners, because if they've not listened to everyone knows who Henry is. And then
they get to know who we are.
Then you get to know who we are, because that was a few episodes, and you'll have some episodes to catch up. And then, come back, listen to this episode, and then, we're done. I feel like that was
don't think we ever got to the point.
No, the point is that Henry, if you message Henry at Quick Fix Bat Services, he'll give you 5% off. All you've got to do is say boundary 5, and it's 5% off all services. Perfect in time for the new season.
Amen to that.
Hello and welcome to From the Boundary, recorded in a loft in Kent. Let's see what these two idiots have to say this week. Before they start, though, I must ask you to follow, like and repost all their amazing social medias. Search From the Boundary on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok for updates and clips.
Hello and welcome back. Before we start this week's podcast, we need to discuss our Patreon. Sam, what is our Patreon?
Our Patreon, Tom, is patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast. And on Patreon, it means that you can support us.
We sound professionals because we messed it up the first time. And how much does our Patreon cost, Sam?
Our Patreon is £5 a month. And for that, oh, fucked it up, I'm not restarting. For that, you get these episodes that you're listening to now early. So rather than getting them on a Monday like everyone else, you can get them on a Saturday. You also get a discount on merch, which we haven't started yet. But when it starts, you'll get a discount on merch. There's also going to be extra episodes. We're going to probably aim to do one a month, potentially, probably. And we give you priority when it comes to contacting the podcast.
Excellent. Thanks, Sam.
Any other questions about it?
Not for now.
So, to reiterate, patreon.com/From the Boundary Podcast for just £5 a month, which is less than a pint in most places, isn't it? Basically,
it is, yeah.
Basically, buy me and Tom a pint a month, and then we'll be very happy with you. Thank you.
I had the plan. I've lost the plan. The plan, what is it? Make a plan.
Well, to be fair, I played yesterday, and I told you about Martha being a paramedic on Friday night.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
Yeah. Well, I have the plan.
Plus everything else.
What's the phrase? What was it? Make a plan, design the plan, throw away the plan.
Yeah.
That's how this morning's gone. That's basically how this morning's gone.
Yeah.
We have a new background.
Yeah.
Because we're now in my kitchen.
I'll tell you, do you know what he, I was went. It's done that a few times actually. My brother was winding me up on Friday.
Is it when you get emotional?
Yeah. Why the two were playing for Littlebourne yesterday?
No.
So they were playing Warmer Seconds last week, and the good one, Tony, went to reverse sweep. So you've got 14, 15-year-old lad wicket keeping, standing up to a spinner, and his dad, who was the captain at first slip, went to reverse sweep, missed it, nearly wiped out the keeper. First slipper's dad and captain went, look, mate, I know you're playing the game and it's like a perfectly valid shot, but just be careful. He's a young lad standing up. Do you know what happened next?
No, but I'm intrigued because I know what I would have done in that situation.
Oh, he just turned around and battered him with a bat.
Oh, I wouldn't have done that. Okay, maybe I wouldn't have done that. I would have probably turned around and gone, no, like you said, it's a valued shot to play.
No, he turned around, battered him with a bat. It went on for 15 minutes. He's got an 18-month ban or 15-game ban, but I think that's probably the same thing.
Jeez.
And
What
his son's
goes
not
through?
playing.
Nice.
So they didn't have much batting anyway, and they lost their 2 best batsmen, hence the 8 for 6 yesterday.
Yeah. Wow. That is that's a lively start to the pod. That's
We already started.
yeah.
Oh,
2 minutes ago.
you probably didn't have that in there, really.
No. Bit late now, isn't it? I'm not starting again.
Okay. I was saying that before we started.
No. The amount of shit that's gone down this morning, that's just sticking in there.
No, I've actually just said their names as well, haven't I? You can't put that in.
Remind me to bleep them. Fuck's sake. Well done, Tom.
Anyway, we're back.
That's why I said a different background.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't see you hit play.
I don't press play, I press record.
Oh, I didn't see you hit record.
You never see me press record. That's why the start of these podcasts always sound really stupid and random.
But yeah.
I've lost you now, haven't I?
Yeah.
You've properly thrown you. Would you like me to grab the wheel of this podcast
Yeah,
before you
pretty
drive it
much.
into another wall? Hello and welcome to From the Boundary. We are now in my kitchen because the loft is out of use for potentially time being. Look at it. Isn't it nicely whitely painted? Because I painted it white. I'm waiting for Tom to come back to us, but I don't think that's going to happen for at least 2 minutes. So I'm going to have to ad-lib this. Tom, how are you?
Yeah, I'm here and fine, I think.
I think this has caught Tom out because we are
We
recording
could do it
early.
on Sunday morning.
We're doing it on a Sunday morning. It's 5 to 10 in the morning. Tom finished playing cricket at about 1:15 yesterday, so started drinking at 1:20. And I reckon he's probably feeling the effects of that. So,
Yeah, to be fair, we'd had like three drinks already. I was like, it's 7. Like we're usually still playing at 7.
yeah, this could be ropey. But apparently, no, it's not apparently because you sent it to me. You have a plan for this week's
I
podcast
do.
because it's a special podcast.
It is. It's our 50th.
It is half a century.
Yeah.
We're now. Do you know
Have
what?
you got any non-birthday cards? No, you don't really.
I mean, for a special daddy.
It's not quite
But
the
that's
same
what you
thing.
call me in the changing room. So I think we'll keep that separate. Yeah. Do you know we are now one podcast away from our highest ever score? Like 50. Like we're now matching my highest ever score.
I was going to say, I thought it would be both of our first half centuries.
No,
but
I've got one.
No, I've got one. Remember at Exiles?
Yeah. Remember Exiles? Who we're playing again this year?
Yeah.
Somewhere else. Well, that's at home this time.
Yeah. I was at home.
It's at home this year. But yeah, it's
Wonder what pub they'll go to beforehand.
I don't know, we'll just point them in directions. But next week is officially we've done more episodes than runs scored.
In
Which
one
I-
innings.
in
not
one innings.
Not in total.
I don't reckon we can't be far off.
Got 9 last week, and I was like, that's my highest score for quite some time.
Yes, you got 9 on Saturday. On Sunday.
No, 9 on Sunday.
Did you?
Mm.
Right, so you was a set batsman.
Ish. Set as going to be.
And then what did you tell the ladies and gentlemen what we did? Because me and you, as a nice little birthday treat for me, because it's my birthday the day after we played, me and Tom got to bat together for
2 balls.
2 balls. And there's quite a few telling bits. Can I just say we're batting with you? That's the first time I've batted with you that I can remember. And it's definitely the
I think we
first.
have batted together before,
But
but it wasn't very long. I think basically it's... I
That's
think
it.
run you out, didn't I, at home? That was...
Yes, but
Don't remember
that
how
was
long that
definitely
was
the
for.
first time that I've been the incoming batsman.
Oh, yeah.
And you've had to give me a description as to what the ball's doing. Because your descriptive powers are lacking.
You just had the spinner.
Yeah. And what did you say? Yeah, he just brings it up and down, mate.
No,
I can fucking do that.
The spinner wasn't doing that much. I think that was the other end. The spinner was just...
Yeah, but we got to bat together for 2 balls. And what was brilliant was you said, this one's a bit up and down. So I faced the first ball and sort of it was wide-ish and I just left it alone and thought, oh, well, I'm not going to get myself out on the first ball. I'm not going to do a Tom and get a golden. Jeez. And then...
I haven't had a golden in ages.
Did you not get one a few weeks ago?
I don't think so.
I thought you did.
No, we've discussed this before. I'm peak at inside
Oh, you're
extra
peak,
one.
yeah, good point. And then, what then happened was we met at the end of the over, and you went, I've not really faced this bloke, but I don't think he's doing that much. I think if he's doing anything, it might be coming into you a little bit.
He was the one that was skiddy.
Yeah.
I said he was skiddy, yeah.
And you went, I said, okay, well, do you know what? Just we made a decision. We needed, was it 20?
Yeah, we made it by 21, I think.
And we had 3 overs to do it.
Yeah.
We made an executive decision that I was going to get myself on strike, or we was going to get me on strike,
Yeah.
because I'm more attacking than you are. That's the executive decision made. And Tom, would you like to run through for the ladies and gentlemen what you did on the first ball of that over? So the second ball that we batted together for quite a while.
Got bat on ball.
Yeah.
It was basically, as he came into bowl, I think he bowled a maiden. That was his second over. And as he came into bowl, I was like, I'm just going to get bat on ball here and then like see what happens. I got bat on ball and I thought, like I was half sort of setting off for the run.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the call from you. And I turned around and thought, that ball's going to get very close to my stumps. That ball's going to hit my stumps. I'm not going to get back in time here. Because like I think normally I wouldn't have set off sort of halfway for the run.
You'd already set, you had it in your head. And I appreciate it because it would have been...
It would have worked.
It would have worked had you put it anywhere. Because you was halfway down, that it would have been a lot harder. The shot you was trying to play would have made it very difficult for anyone to aim at my stumps. They would have had to go for yours. You was playing it sort of out towards pointish. Unfortunately, you played it so far under your nose that you played it into the floor and then rolled back. And for, well, me and, was it Bungalow? I think Bungalow was umpiring. Both of us went, that's going to hit the stumps. That's going to, and you were still going towards me.
But I wouldn't have had enough time to, because I'd already sort of half set off for the run. Like in normal circumstances,
I just kicked it away.
I wouldn't have been setting off for the run, and I'd have been fine to get back. But the fact that like I just thought get bat on ball, get down the other end, I was like my momentum was going that way, and like by the time I turned around, I was like, I just can't get back there. Like there was no way.
If you tried kicking it, you would have just taken the stumps out.
If I tried kicking it, I would have lost my balance and gone over the stumps anyway.
Full Im's a mammal hack.
Pretty much.
But yeah, hopefully that's the first of longer batting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have tried to, well, you missed it to be fair, but you could have tried taking a single off the last ball of the over.
Yeah, I didn't think about that until after.
No, we didn't really have the discussion, did we?
No, there wasn't a discussion of I'm just going to just run like fuck.
I mean, the keeper was standing up and took it clean, and he missed
It was the first one that he'd taken clean most of the game, wasn't it? There was no taking clean. Like there was a lot of drops, or a lot of not drops actually, fumbles, wasn't there? There was a lot of not like it run away and was going for 4 byes, but there was a few where it was like, oh, it's just dropped there, and you could sneak through for one. The one he took clean was like brilliant,
and he was stood up. So basically, like even if he was stood back, you can try and scramble a single like a bye, but there was no chance because he stood up. So you as soon as you'd even thought about doing that, it just stumped you.
Yeah. So that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Managing to essentially take, well, the way that I put it in my motivational text at the end of the game
apparently you do individual ones.
Yeah.
I didn't get an individual one last Sunday.
It was hard to be individual. I see you more than I see most people. Yeah, I don't normally send out individual ones. It's all about massaging egos, you know that. But no,
We said I don't have an ego.
You haven't got an ego. If you had an ego, you would have been like, no, I'm staying on strike and I'm going to hit the winning runs. But no, I wasn't 100% sure you'd appreciate it. Tom, you did really well apart from that last bit when you lost us the game.
It was 2 chop-ons on a row, wasn't it, as well? Because the batsman at the other end was on about 30, and then he chopped on. And that was when you came in, because we obviously, like, 3 overs to go. We'd put on about 30 at that point, us 2. And then he chopped on. But that could have easily just gone past the stumps and gone for 4.
Actually, saying that, did we not? Well, two of theirs were not chop-ons as well, weren't they?
Possibly. Can't really
Two
remember.
catches. I mean, just going to put that out there.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Took 2 catches. Puts me second of the non-wicket keeping catches.
You're doing better than some wicket keepers this year.
I'm matching. I'm matching.
No, you're doing better than a certain wicket keeper this year.
No, I know. I mean you. I've caught more than you've dropped.
Yeah. Even yesterday, like.
Don't tell me you dropped. Was you keeping yesterday?
I wasn't keeping yesterday.
I was going to say, please tell me you didn't drop a catch yesterday.
Even 50 all out. Someone that took a catch dropped a catch as well.
Jeff?
No.
Sam?
No. And I was one over my head, and it went for 4 because I was on the 1. And as I came back in, it's like, Sam, just checking. You still want me here? Like, I wasn't stood in the wrong place. You know, when it just sort of goes just over your head. He's like, no, you're in the right place. It's like, okay, at least that went over my head and wasn't mine.
That was like that one for me, wasn't it? So I had the dolly, which just went up, and it was like, oh, I'll have that one. Which was actually harder because it went in my hands and then bounced out, and I was like, and just sort of grabbed it to my chest.
Like a baby trying to sort of wriggle free.
Basically. And then the one that was absolutely spanked, you're trying to remember it, aren't you?
No, I know which one you mean.
That fucking curved as well, because I said to Bungalow, I was like, that went round your red, mate. That stuck. Not a problem. The third one, though, that I think, had I not been absolutely fucked and had that little bit more spring in my step, I reckon I probably could have fingertipped it, but I'd been pulled in the ball earlier, hadn't I? It was come in 5, yeah, okay. Hey, and now fuck.
One of the young lads was at mid-off that took one and dropped one. There was another one where basically he's like, catch. Oh, it's just because basically as a kid, he's like,
I'm trying.
Any grown up, and it had been like sort of
Chest height, head height.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's just having to fall to that one fielder. So,
but yeah, I am second of outfield, not keepers, catches. I don't think it's too bad considering I can't catch a cold normally. It's captaincy, it's responsibility. That's what it is.
I still don't think I've taken a catch this year, but I don't think I've dropped one.
I don't think you have taken a catch this year.
No, but I don't think I've dropped one either.
That's because
I dropped one off Johnny.
Did you not drop one? You dropped a few behind the stumps. I'm adamant. I am still adamant that you dropped one off.
Not at Nelson, I didn't.
You did.
I was standing up to a spinner.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't hit it. What was the game after that I kept? I was at home.
Don't know. Have you kept for me?
Oh no, that was Kip was captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped a couple then.
I love how you just admit to it. Yeah, I've dropped one. Yeah, I dropped another one. Just dropped another one. And I dropped another one.
I can only remember dropping one. I probably dropped more than one. Oh, I dropped 2. So I've only dropped 3 all year.
I've caught 3 all year. I was the only person ahead of me who's got 4.
Yeah. They took some absolute worldies, by the way, yesterday.
What?
The other little one, the other team. The first one was Sam went to work one through the leg side, and got a leading edge, and it went to slip, and they had how do I put this politely? One of their older fielders there.
Yeah, right. I thought he was going to say rotund.
And he flew away full length, and grabbed it. And like, it's almost like one of those. I was scoring at the time. It's almost one of those where you're like, that's gone for 4. Oh Jesus, he's caught it. It's not gone for 4 at all.
I dare.
And then Scott had taken 9 off and over. Pretty much tried to play the same shot. Got a leading edge, and it went over mid off's head. And again, I was like scoring. I was like, he's already taken 9 off the over. There's another couple. Oh, bloody hell! Like, has he just caught that? How's he done that? And he basically, I think, because it was sort of over his head, he just went and it was just basically it sticks or it doesn't.
Yeah. They're the ones where you just throw a hand at it, and either you look like a hero because you've just stopped a 4, or you look like a fucking god because it's stuck in the hand.
Yeah.
I've never had one of them stick.
No, I've never really seen any of those stick. Those are probably the 2 best catches I've seen all season. Sorry. Your ones haven't been particularly. They've not been speckies, really, have they? They've been pretty much straight at you.
Yeah.
You've still held them, but
No, the Pap Child one. That was slapped at me.
I didn't play back child. I don't think.
Oh, did you not? Yeah, that was slapped at me. That hurt. That was one where I took the catch and was like,
Yeah,
afterwards.
they lie as a kid. They're always like, it doesn't hurt if you catch it, and then you get to playing like adults cricket.
You're like, it does.
Take the catch, and like it still hurts.
No, if you take, it's like when they say, is it rugby? If you tackle properly, it doesn't hurt. If you tackle properly in rugby, it doesn't hurt. It fucking does.
Yeah.
When someone, it's all well and good when you're practicing and someone stood still, or you're like against a cushion, and you go, if you tackle at this height, you get the tackle and it doesn't hurt. When someone's running full pace at you, it still fucking hurts.
Mhm.
Oh, would not be like, I don't do coaching because I don't really want to, if I'm honest. But could you imagine me as a coach, just like, okay, so the textbook says that if you catch it within that bit of your hand, this won't hurt. It fucking stings like a bitch.
Yeah. I had a thought yesterday. I've never had this thought before. I don't know if you do the same thing or whether I've just, but I've never not done this. And I've had a thought because we batted first yesterday.
Mm.
You know, when you go out to bat, you obviously have like cricket pants on. So you have like boxers on, but you have cricket pants on to put the box in.
Yeah.
It occurred to me, if you bat first and then field, if you're not wicket keeping, you can just take that off. I've never thought about that before. I always just wear it for the whole day. I always have done. I've never ever thought about that before, and then it just came to me yesterday. Like we were about to go out and bat, about to go out and field. And I was like, I don't need this. Like I just don't need to be wearing this. Like you're looking at me like you've always done that. I've just never had that
Tom,
thought.
the reason I'm looking at you like you're fucking mental, one, because you are. I don't even put mine on until I'm literally, that's part of my...
I wear it all day.
Yeah, no. See, I am normal boxers right up until the point where I'm getting padded up.
Well, I wear both. But I wear both all day.
Yeah, no, I don't wear both all day. I don't take my boxers off to put my cricket pants on. They're white. That's a risky fucking move. Especially at our age.
I've done that before. Yeah, don't do it.
At our age, that's a risky fucking move. But, yeah. I'd literally, it's like, right, going to get padded up. Put my pants on.
I've just always worn both all day, but like it just occurred to me when we finished batting.
I bet you're one of those people that sits in a car park with the seatbelt on, aren't you?
What if another car's moving? No, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. It's one of those. There's probably
put a life jacket on for walking over a bridge.
There's probably loads of things like that where you just, I don't know. Like it's just never. It never came into my head.
I'll tell you the closest one I had was where it was so hot on Sunday, and it was the hottest day that we've had so far. I think that's about to be broken tomorrow. Isn't it?
Yeah, actually playing the last two Saturdays. Both Saturdays have been hotter.
Would you like to put the microphone down so you can open your bottle? Because that all looks like it should be on OnlyFans.
Well, that's where this podcast was going.
If no one signs up to Patreon, it might have to. Yeah, what was I going to say? Because it was so hot, when I came out to bat, I came out wearing my gloves. I came out wearing my batting gloves, and I was like, it was only when I got to you and was like, I could have just carried these because these are absolutely soaked through.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard in this heat to
Function.
Well, yes, but I always wear a helmet because I've seen people basically just go out to bat with a cap or nothing and get hit. I've actually seen people get hit.
Yes, I've been hit. Do you not remember when I swept it into my own chin? Split my chin open.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm still stupid enough to not wear a helmet.
No, but then sometimes when you're walking out, especially when there's two spinners on, you're kind of like, was this really worth it? But then one of them just bowls a beamer out of nowhere, and I just sort of think it is worth it.
It's weird, isn't it? Because
I do rate my face a little bit.
Some others. But then
don't.
But then weirdly, it's one of them where like you see people and you see like, especially in the internationals, the West Indies are famous for not wearing helmets. Some of the Indians don't wear helmets in T20s or even tests. especially when the spinners are on, and you think, yeah, but one of them could kick up or spin or just get a leading edge, and that's it. And then you go down to our division where you go, well, they're not going to have the skill per se to get one to absolutely rip. But on the flip side of that, they have got the inability to bowl a beamer that could twat my temple and put me in some real trouble here.
Definitely a T20. I can't believe someone wouldn't go, because you're just going to tee off. But like when you tee off, it could go anywhere. It could go for 6, but it could go like up. Could go up through your face, basically. It could go anywhere, couldn't it?
Through your face.
But it could, you know what I mean, though. Like you could go to sweep it and like basically just end up hitting yourself.
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did.
You're more likely to do that in a T20 game, aren't you? You're not going to.
I don't know. I managed it in a 40 over.
But in a test, you're more likely to sort of just block out a maiden.
You've watched England play Test cricket, yes?
But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but
maybe not England, but every other team.
Well, England, they're not allowed to. Are they? Not. They have to wear a helmet. England are one of the only nations that make their players wear a helmet. And then Australia, but it's weird because in England you have to wear a helmet. They're not allowed to not wear a helmet to bat. But in Australia, if you bat, you have to have the stem guard. If you wear a helmet, you have to have the stem guard. But you don't have to wear a helmet.
I mean, given what happened 10, 15 years ago,
You'd think...
I think in Australia I'd wear a helmet.
Yeah, no, is it Stoinis? Doesn't always...
Does it not?
No. And it's weird. And I think we had this conversation... Did we have this conversation last week about something? And it's the... You know, like, so if let's say Archer, when he's at the IPL, he has to wear a helmet. Even though in India they don't have to wear helmets.
Oh, right.
He has to because he's English. It's part of their central contract ruling is that you have to wear a helmet when you're batting. I mean, I'd wear a helmet if Archer was bowling at me. Yeah. That's not one where I'd go, yeah, I think I'd take this one. Oh, good, he's bowled a short ball. That's good, isn't it? Try and get your head out the way of this one. Steve Smith.
Yeah, like last Sunday I faced the end of one of the openers, didn't I? Because I had the spinner all the time from one end. I had the end of one of the openers, one bouncer. I don't think I'm ever taken on a bouncer, and I don't really intend to. I basically he bowled one at me and I just walked off. No,
can I just say, we were sat there because you went out. Was you 6 or 7?
No, I was 9, 10.
No.
Yeah, it was because Bob was batting at the end.
Oh, you might have been then. But watching you was quite attacking. There were some attacking shots there. I was like, oh, hello, I'm not needed. And then I would have put money on when you started playing attacking shots, it was you that was going to get out. And somehow it wasn't.
Yeah. Their spinner did... At the time, I thought their spinner was presenting some gifts. And then we discovered why he was presenting some gifts when I got to the non-striker's end.
And then also worked out why the other end kept going wider and wider of the crease. Because we found out, and when we tried bowling at nets, that there was basically a crater.
There's 2 craters, pretty much. I got to the other end, and I think I hit one for 4, and then I took a single. I got to the other end, and they were trying to set a field, because obviously it was a fairly close game, and they were trying to set a field, whatever. And the bloke said something about trying not to break his ankle. I thought, that was a bit weird. I wasn't really paying too much attention. I was just trying to talk to Bilbo at the other end. And then he bowled the next ball, it was a dot. I turned around and was like, oh yeah, Jesus, that's...
it was one hell of a different, wasn't it?
Left a mark. So, I can understand why he was struggling with that ever so slightly.
Just sad. Yeah. Well, we managed to lose when we should have won.
Yeah. I think, to be fair, we started well in the chase.
We started well in the chase because for the one, we were allowed to have one Prem player. And this was the first week he was available. Yeah. And we looked at that. We were trying to chase down, was it 2:30?
Yeah.
And was watching going, oh,
that's
we got 100 after 10 overs.
That's removed 100 of them, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, that's taken out. If these two get out, between 8 of us, we've only got to get 100 runs. And we fucked it.
We basically kind of won it at the start, or looked like we were going to win it at the start, then fucked it. And then I'd like to think, sort of towards the end, we nearly rescued it again, but like we weren't really supposed to at that point.
We was never. I don't think we was. I think when it got to the point where me and you were out batting, I think there was a point where we went, we've either got to go at this either one of two ways. And we never got to do either of it because you got out.
It's so hard when you're like 8 or 9 down as well, because you kind of we needed probably more than the rudder ball, so you kind of know you have to play attacking shots. But then also you kind of really don't want to play attacking shots because you're 8 down. Like you don't. You're really stuck, aren't you? Yeah. Like whatever you do. So yeah, but yeah, it was
a fun game, to be fair, and they were a good laugh.
They're actually, to be fair, they were a really nice side, and Little Warren yesterday were a really nice side.
You have to be if you've just been absolutely tonked for 120 runs. You do have to. You go one of two ways with that. You're either really, really sour, or you have to be.
Yeah, they were pretty good actually. Their team. One of the things that made me laugh was their team. I don't know why, but their team was there before our team was. I got to the ground. Yeah, I got to the ground to set up. So I'm usually pretty early. Like, it's a 1 o'clock start. I'm there at about midday-ish. The one that lives closest to the ground had decided with his 4 kids that to occupy them, he'd basically just set up. So I got there for midday, and pretty much everything was done because he decided to occupy the kids.
It's easier like that. Yeah. You go and put them out. You do that.
Pretty much. But by that point, so I was the second one there about midday. I reckon 7 of their players were there.
Jesus.
I don't know why. Like, I don't know if they'd gone to a pub before or what had gone on.
That might have explained it, mightn't it?
But yeah, so they were there nice and early, but they were pretty friendly. And then last Sunday they were a good laugh, weren't they? It was just like
they were actually. They were very
Sunday cricket.
It was, yeah, well.
But you know what I mean.
That's one way of putting it after seeing a collapse the way that we collapsed.
Yeah. The only issue he had yesterday was Sam was opening the bowling, took 5, and he went up for an LBW. And obviously their umpire kept changing because neither team had an umpire. But so they were 8 for 6, but it was just like a revolving. Basically, someone went out to umpire, and then you'd have a shout from, "You're in next, go get padded up."
And run.
Yeah, pretty much. So one of them went out to umpire, and Sam went up for an LBW, and he went, "Not out," but almost like, "Why are you even appealing for it?" sort of thing. Yeah. And Sam was like, well, and they did. They had one at Bowler's End, a run out when they were fielding, where mid-wicket went up for the appeal. No one else, just mid-wicket. Yeah. So Sam was like, well, he did that, and he went up for that. And he was like, well, you get umpires and umpires. And we were kind of like, this bloke's going to be an arse. And then Sam cleaned up the batsman next ball. So that was the only time it ever looked like being anything remotely sour.
Do you know what?
The rest of it was really good, actually.
That's normally when I get myself in trouble, because my next comment is normally, just take the umpire out of it. I've done that before and got myself in trouble by saying, I'll just take the umpire out of it. Get a catch, get a wicket, get a bowled.
And also in the bungalow, we went out to field, and in the bungalow by the ground, there was plenty of music playing. It was a bit like turning up for, I don't know, like a concert T20. Or a T20, a bit like that. Going out to field. One for the music, lads.
Did you get to put a request in for your song?
Well, that's what we should have done, maybe. It's always interesting watching, because he lives so close to the ground. He's basically shouting at one of his mates that turned up to watch. Can you go in my back garden and turn the music off, please? I can't. I'm a point. Imagine if he'd done it. What's like Alexa or something? Alexa.
Don't do that. Don't do that, because you're going to set her off. Don't do that.
I got one, but you know what I mean.
There's fucking 4 in this house. Do not set her off. Oh.
What's the other one? Alexa and
Google. Hey Google.
Yeah.
Should we just do that? Should we just annoy people? Just go, hey Google. Everyone listening is in their car is just going, oh, fuck. Hey Google.
He's fielding
direct to the petrol station.
Imagine if he's just moving fielding positions just so he can try and get his own like music speakers.
Keep going, and connect and off.
Jim, they're 8 for 6. Why are you fielding it?
Why are you at a cow corner? It's a long story.
Oh, and at one point, Sam was on a hat trick. and everyone got excited. And I feel like my description yesterday was probably quite apt. It was basically like, because we got the other team in that sort of situation. Everyone felt like they'd all of a sudden been given Viagra, and they just got really excited and had no idea what to do. That is pretty much like the entire, like, there was overthrows, it was all going on. Just because everyone got overexcited and just completely forgot to play cricket.
Load of kids that just walked into a candy shop and
Pretty
gone,
much.
we could win.
Yeah, exactly. So that happened. So he's on a hat trick, and you've got one bloke that was, I think, at cover. He's like, I'm going to go leg slip. I'm like, I know he's on a hat trick, but like first ball, he's not going to get it to leg slip. Like, that's not going to happen. He's like, no, I'm going to leg slip. Yeah, and then Jim goes from wherever he was, I'll go and slip. And I was like, he's just as, because by this point, obviously, they've kind of
collapsed.
Well, they know what's happening, so they're not going to block it, are they? I said, I'm at mid wicket. So I said, right, I'm going to go to mid off, because he's just as likely
to try and twat it back over your head.
Yeah, and just pop it up to someone like in the covers. So what did he do with the hat trick ball? Popped it straight to cover, who was now at slip. I was like, you could have listened, but never mind.
We don't listen to you, Tom. It's a lot. You should know this by now.
Yeah, but I mean, I did kind of feel a bit like, just
if only people would listen to me.
We also had, the scorebook will say a single. We had a relatively straightforward single, and someone decided to shout, there's a run out on keeper's end. The keeper wasn't stood up, so the ball went flying past him, went to whoever was backing up, square leg, wasn't backing up.
So it's gone past them.
No, so the ball didn't go past them, but like they weren't paying attention. So you're like, wake up, come on. Basically, it was really, they're running between the wicket. These two was interesting to say the least, because with the first one, it was just a pretty straightforward single. One was halfway down, and the other one hadn't moved. So that's why
the worst one.
That's why the run out was on. But he didn't. He knew he was halfway down, and he knew the other one hadn't moved, and he was still like, "Fuck it, I've gone. Like, I'm gonna keep going, and this bloke's just gonna have to move." So the throw was awful. Well, actually, the throw wasn't necessarily awful. It was absolutely massive. It was one of the young kids, and all of a sudden,
he's absolutely yeeted it.
Yeah, he just all of a sudden he seems to have developed an arm from somewhere, and he just went whoosh, straight past the keeper who wasn't stood up at that point. Went to square leg who wasn't backing up properly, and then they did the exact same thing again from the other end. Like
for the overthrow,
he wanted the overthrow, and the other one didn't. So he got halfway down, and this time he turned back round. I was like, that's the most eventful single thing I've ever seen.
Oh no, have you not seen the European Cricket League ones?
Yeah, it was very like that.
Oh, for God's sake. How do you reckon Sheldrich would do on the European Cricket League?
Depends what 11 we've got available, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
I think some 11s would be all right. Other 11s would be like, oh Christ,
we're in trouble here.
Yeah.
Oh God. We're talking of good cricket. Yeah, no, it was actually good cricket, wasn't it? I mean, me and you were. Okay, should rephrase that. You were very, very pessimistic about England.
Oh, about the chase.
Yeah. No, you were just very pessimistic altogether.
What?
Oh, good. We've won the toss on this brilliantly hot day, and we're going to bat. Oh no, we're bowling. Why are we bowling? Yeah, you was very pessimistic.
I can't remember that far back.
Of course you can't, because he come back and beat you on the right square on the arse.
Mm. I wouldn't have said that even at the end of day 4, though. I wouldn't have been like, this is going to bite us in the arse.
No, but you were, at no point did you. I don't think there was ever a point where you went, yeah, we could actually win this. I reckon even when they still needed, was it 1? Jamie Smith hit it for 6. I reckon even with 1, you went, we're going to fuck this up. It's Bazball, we're going to fuck it up.
I'm not my dad. My dad's like that. We were watching when Andy Murray won Wimbledon. It was basically like, he pretty much, like, match point is like, yeah, he's British, he'll find a way to screw it up.
Did you? You've
So
literally. Can I just say, you've literally just said, I'm not that bad. Harry Brook, this is what's wrong with Bazball.
No, actually, to be fair, it was a bit of a weird day 5, because it pretty much always felt like we were going to do it, but then every time it got to a point where it's comfortable, we lost.
It was never comfortable, were we?
No, so it was a bit strange, but like that was in terms of, and this is the whole point that when we spoke about Bazball before.
Have we? We don't believe that for a second.
But when we spoke about it before, I'm not against Bazball, but it just has to be with some brains sometimes. And apart from Harry Brook, everyone batted with brains. I thought you were yawning.
No, sneezing. There's a difference.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously Ben Duckett sort of went, but Zach Crawley just didn't go with him. Like he just didn't need to go.
Didn't need to.
So yeah, there was that.
Can I just say, I feel very vindicated, not vindictive. Vindicated for last week saying is Ben Duckett the most in-form player in the world at the moment, and he goes and does that. I think I'm right.
I did see. Did you see Michael Vaughan said the exact same thing?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Just copying you.
Yeah, everyone does.
One of our followers, one of our viewers.
It might be. If he is, then
I think that's probably fairly unlikely.
I mean,
it just happens to have a similar cricket opinion to you.
if I've got a similar cricket opinion to Michael Vaughan, I am doing something right with my life.
Yeah.
But I did say it first, so.
I'm trying to think. Obviously, Duckett was amazing, wasn't he, with the 150?
Tongue with the ball.
Yeah.
Tongue with the ball. Have we finally found a bowler that can bowl at a tail?
Yeah. But
And doesn't
do India have a tail?
Well, actually, no, saying that, do they? Because, I mean, Jadeja bats at who do they have? Bumrah, Pradesh,
Yeah.
Siraj,
yeah.
Thakur,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
so he would have been 7.
He'd probably be 9 for England, wouldn't he?
Who?
Jadeja. He wouldn't be. He definitely wouldn't be 7.
No, because you've got Cast can bat.
Yeah. Might even be 10.
No.
Might even be 11. Might even not
No.
make the team.
What? No, I'm picking Jadeja over fucking Bashir. I like Bashir. I like Jadeja more.
Yeah, he didn't quite. I think that's one of the things Michael Vaughan said actually, was he didn't quite.
So which means I said it last week.
Sort of flattered to deceive a little bit Jadeja in that first test. But then I think everyone knows he's good. It wasn't his game.
It wasn't his game.
I was going to say it wasn't his day. It's a 5-day game.
It just wasn't his week. No, that wasn't a game that was going to suit him.
No.
And I think it's harsh to turn around and go, yeah, it just didn't suit Jadeja. I don't think Bashir kept popping up with wickets, same as Jadeja did. I mean, Jadeja had, I think Ben Stokes is going to have nightmares about Jadeja's bowling because he just went, I'm just going to reverse sweep everything. And Jadeja was like, good, please do.
Yeah, I think the part of the issue was Duckett made it look so effortless. And they were talking about it on commentary. They're like, he's not just playing the reverse sweep. He's playing so many different reverse sweeps, like the attacking one, the paddle around the corner for one.
The 6.
Yeah, the 6.
And he plays it to different areas, doesn't he? He's like, if me and you try to play a sweep, even a sweep, it's going to square leg or it's going to point. There's no... He can hook it round the corner.
Yeah.
He can play. He can sweep, but sweep it sort of mid-wicket, mid-off, not mid-wicket, like the covers sort of area. He can play everything with that shot.
Yeah,
and then he just goes, "Oh, you've worked out that I can sweep it. I can't just reverse it. I just do the other way."
Yeah, as much as you've got the same opinion as Michael Vaughan, Ben Stokes has picked up your disease, I think.
Can't play late cut.
But no, he's just consistently playing a shot that he can't play. He's playing the reverse sweep, and you're playing the late cut.
I feel like you're being very harsh to captains. It's captain's disease.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But yeah, no, like the tail thing will be interesting as well, because even if India completely change their team around and like leave Bumrah out for the second test,
well, they're saying that they say that Bumrah's only playing in
3 of 5, isn't it?
Is it 3 of 5 or 2 of 5?
I thought it
might be 3. It might be,
it might be 5 of 5 at this rate.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Are they going to turn around and go, oh, like imagine.
I've never really seen a side like, I suppose we know Jadeja's good, but it wasn't his week. But I've never really seen a side where you've got like, especially in that first innings where he gets Crawley and it's like, oh, Bumrah's here. And then like the rest of the bowling attacks, like
there was just
there's nowhere anywhere.
They could not.
Just waving my arms around.
I know it was a bit weird.
Traffic conductor
or aeroplane.
Well, that one.
How many times have you seen a traffic conductor go, yeah, you go up and you go left? No, what I was going to say is they could not bowl as a unit, could they?
No.
You had, like you said, you had Bumrah, who was up here, and Siraj. Was it Bradish went for 33 from 3 overs in the first innings, and then Thakur didn't do anything, and then second one Bumrah struggled, so Siraj sort of went, oh yeah, I'll put some.
Well, Bumrah didn't struggle in the second innings. England just thought,
fuck it.
Well, we basically thought they're going to bowl 5 or 6 bowlers. This one we're not going to take some runs off. The other ones we'll go for. But like, obviously that worked.
But they were taking runs off Bumrah.
Yeah, but not to the same extent.
No, to be fair, poor fucking. Was it when? It might be. Was it still Duckett? Took a bit of a liking to Jadeja, didn't he? Like, oh, that one's gone. Oh, that one's gone. Oh, that one's gone. Oh, he's quite good. And Jamie Smith at the end. All right, okay, we're good. Right, well, you want to? You got what? They only 12 off the last over. No, wasn't that many. 10 off the last over, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Jamie Smith on strike, right? 9 off the over. All right, well, it's Jadeja, so we'll just take it. Oh, that's gone for 4. Well, okay, well, that's good. I was going for another 4. Fucking hell, we only need 1 now. Okay, well, 1 run, we'll just get it. Well, that's out of the fucking ground.
Or Bazball, I can't ever see them, unless 8 or 9 down, I can't ever see them going 1 to win. We're just going to flick it around the corner and just
paddle it around the corner. We'll just take a quick single.
Yeah. That's
Jamie Smith just going, right, I'm going to fucking put you on the ground then.
Yeah. Playing in Leeds. So where are we playing next? Okay, I'll aim for Old Trafford.
There's just a groundsman going, the fucking ball over there. Where are we? Well, it's 30 miles away.
Well, to be fair, we had that last Sunday, didn't we? One of the hits. It's just like, I think that's still going.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is. I reckon in 2 weeks' time, that 60 is going to just come. We're going to be stood in the field going, right, okay, and if Hamo shots can go,
yeah,
oh, it's still going around the world. Okay, see that one in 2 weeks because that was monstrous.
Yeah, it was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I think psychologically with the tail thing, that'll be interesting because I think even if they change it around, which it sounds like they probably will do, but even if they do change it around, if India are 350 for 5, regardless of who's 8 or 9, if they're 370 for 7, they'll be like, shit, it's happening again. Like, even if it's different players, it's gonna have. It's a psychological thing.
Do you think it's psychological in as much that Ben Stokes is probably just going to go as soon as that goes, that's the 6th wicket. Josh, warm up.
Yeah,
Josh, get warm. I'm going to let you bowl as many overs as you want, as long as you take these 4 with you.
Josh, warm up. You forgot to pick me. I'm 12th man. Yeah. Josh, just warm up.
Look, we're just Joff, just allow me. No, what is it? I know because concussions can't.
No, you can't.
Feel,
can't bowl.
They can bat though, can't they?
Yeah.
Damn it. It would have been quite happy. They'd just go, yeah, like you said though. Even if you, do you reckon there's Indian batsmen that are now dreaming about like, oh, Josh Tongue. Oh, fuck, Josh Tongue's back. Oh God, Josh Tongue's back. Or that, what would be even worse? You imagine that going, oh, thank fuck. Have you heard the rumour they're going to drop Josh Tongue for the second inning? Oh, thank God for that. Yeah, they replaced him with Jofra Archer. Right. Okay. I've changed my mind.
Yeah, can you imagine some of the Indian players getting home and saying,
how was your day?
No, sort of, they're just walking around the house in the evening. Baby seems stressed. What's the issue? Tongue. Well, show me it then. What's wrong with your tongue?
No, not that one.
The scary one.
Yeah. Bear in mind, it was what, Cass, Tongue, Stokes, and Wopes as pace attack. No Gus Atkinson, who's probably our best bowler at the moment.
Yeah.
Wasn't. I mean,
they obviously will rotate it around because that's kind of the way they do things now.
Well, they will have to with Gus. When Gus gets fit, he'll be back in the team. They've got the option now of Jofra, which is, I don't know, it seems so anticlimactic. In as that you go, oh, Jofra Archer, the first real, like 90-mile-an-hour bowler that England have had for a very long time. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, well, Mark Wood can do that, and Josh Tongue can do that. And you kind of go, yeah, but there's something that is like, do you know what, the only thing I can imagine is it's a bit like having when Cristiano Ronaldo came through and was scoring all those free kicks, and it would be like all Middlesbrough fans going, yeah, but Janino does that. Don't need your one. We got Janino. He's like, yeah, but it's Jofra.
I don't know. He does have a bit of an X factor about him. I don't know.
A bit.
But it is a bit in comparison to the others, because he, like, when he came through, he was up there, like, in terms of bowling for England, and I don't want to play footsie, thanks.
Sorry, I had my leg and I wasn't sure if it was yours.
He was up there, and then the rest of the bowling was probably like there-ish, and it's now like you say, he's there, but Gus Atkinson or Wood or Josh Tongue, they're there, they're really close to him. So actually, if he's played one county championship game in 4 years, didn't exactly set the world alight in it.
But I don't think for that county championship game it was about setting the world alight. It was about looking and going, he's still at the pace.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously does.
It's the quickest 90.8.
Yeah,
so he's got the pace.
So he's getting up to my levels, but yeah,
I mean,
slowly getting there.
Tom, I'm still not going to let you bowl. I mean this in the politest way. You're still not going to be allowed to bowl.
There were 50 all out yesterday, and I didn't bowl.
I know.
I kind of accepted it. It's all right. We needed more runs to play with. We only won by 120, and they did another 300 runs.
To be fair, with 120 runs to play with, one of your overs could go for 100, and then all of a sudden...
Imagine how embarrassing that is if you, like, an over goes for 80 or something.
Imagine your economy.
Well, the last time I bowled, I can't remember what I went for in the final over. My figures were something ridiculous, like 4 overs, 1 or 2 for 90 or 80 or something. It's like, I took a couple of wickets, but if I kept going at that sort of rate, they'd have got about 400.
Yeah, but it was like on Sunday when...
I would have been finished by 2:30.
Well, yeah. Well, no, I came off after 2 overs because I was struggling. I don't know if it was the heat or what, but I was struggling. And someone went, "You're not bowling too bad." Oh, no, when we were checking the score. And he went, "You didn't bowl too badly." I bowled 2 overs and went for 16. That's fucking bad.
Yeah, 14.
Was it 14?
Yeah, because I thought it was a lot more than... It might have been me. I thought it was a lot more than
that. The first one didn't go for many. The second over went for 12.
It felt like you went for a lot. And then I looked at the figures and it's like, you bowled 2 overs for 14. It's not that bad.
Yeah, the first over went for 2.
Yeah.
The second over went for 12. There was a big booming 6 off a bouncer that didn't bounce. A 4 that was just a flick over to the short boundary and a nice little run too. And at that point I went, I'm fucking knackered, please. Too tired for this shit. That was a bad toss to lose, wasn't it?
Mm.
But then let's go back to England because that was good. That was enjoyable. Actually, saying that, I know I keep bringing it up, and I'm going to keep bringing it up until I'm either vindicated or I'm proven wrong. I suspect it'll be the second one. Did Jacob Bethel making that decision to stay at the IPL? It's just every opportunity just seems to be going, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right, you've got this chance to play against Zimbabwe or going to, no, I'm going to go and finish the IPL. I want to finish the IPL. All right, well, Ollie Pope got 170 odd, was it?
Yeah, 170 against Zimbabwe.
Yeah, against Zimbabwe. That basically got him that place in the first test.
Yeah.
I think if Bethel played that game...
Yeah.
I don't think Pope's getting back in against India.
I don't know. It would have been a 50-50 shout. But then England, if you look at someone like a Zach Crawley, England have got like a track record of just sort of sticking with stuff. So I don't know. I think it would have been quite 50-50.
I think that's different though, because Zach Crawley, you look and there's not a natural replacement.
No, not
maybe
really.
Finley Bean, but
not really around the championship circuit.
So you're looking and you're going, right, so it's got to be. But with that, you go, it was Jacob Bethel's. He was in the squad because of Jamie Smith shagging at the wrong time, basically. He's in the squad. You look and you go, perfect. Like, you get yourself in the squad, go and take the number 3 place from Ollie Pope, who's shit out of form. And Ollie Pope's gone, well, you fucking don't.
Well, Pope would have, to be fair, Pope possibly would have come back in, but like he'd have been battling for 6 or 7, wouldn't he? Like a spot in there.
I don't think he would have been. I don't, because you look at the balance of the team. I don't think he gets.
No,
back
but
in.
what I mean is he would have gone out the side, but then that's where he wouldn't have been battling to come back in at 3. He'd have been battling to come back in, but probably later.
But then who'd you? But what? Yeah, I think that's more of an uphill battle. I think if you look at Pope versus Bethel, that's it for number 3. There is no one else really knocking on the door.
Who bats 7?
Smith.
Bats... Oh yeah.
Smith votes 7. If you say, right, I'm going to graciously concede defeat and let Jacob Bethel bat at number 3, but I want to come in lower down the order. Right, okay. Harry Brook, Stokes, Smith, Wokes. Which one of them are you dropping? Because Ollie Pope doesn't bowl.
No.
You're giving up an all-rounder / bowling
Yeah,
place.
you can't have an 8. You can't have an 8 that just bats, can you?
No.
Maybe you could have the keeper bat 8. You got Stokes, haven't you?
But then you're still getting rid of a bowler
that
to accommodate a batsman that's just was shit out of form. And I think Bethel has. I still think Bethel's got a very good England career coming. I just think he's maybe made it a bit more difficult for himself.
Would England, say if they're 2-1 up in the series going into the 5th test, would England play an extra batsman? Like
Into the 5th one?
Into the 5th one, because usually you play the extra batsman, you're sort of playing for the draw. But England would never play for the draw anyway, would they?
No.
Do you see what I mean?
I see what you mean. I don't think England would.
I just don't see the point. Like, they wouldn't really see a point to it.
I think, realistically, for this 2nd test, which starts as a Wednesday,
Yeah.
I think the only change you'll see will be to the bowling.
Yeah.
Because you can't drap.
You can't drag.
You can't drop Zach.
You can't drop Ben or Zach now,
at the
can you?
moment. You can't. I don't think you could drop Pope because Pope was the one that got you within shouting distance.
Yeah.
Without his innings in that first innings, you don't get close. Root, you're not dropping.
No, Britt got 99, didn't he?
Yeah, and then, I mean, he got a bit less in the 2nd innings.
Yeah. It's not so much a shot he got out to, because he wasn't necessarily just trying to twat it out the ground. He was sort of just trying to work. It's just the fact he charged the bowler with the first ball, and like if he hadn't tried charging him, he probably would have got more or less on the ball. He'd have either missed it or got more on it, and it would have gone for 4. Like, it's just the fact he tried charging him. He just didn't really need to do that.
That was a bit of a rush of blood, wasn't it? And then Stokes, he's not getting dropped, is he? Smith, not getting dropped.
Difficult conversation with himself, isn't it? In the mirror.
Hello, Ben. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sitting down with me. Maybe. Don't know, but then you look at that bowling. Bashir's obviously going to stay.
It's Edge Baston, is it?
I believe it's Edge Baston. I can't.
That'll be a bit of a road, but it'll possibly turn.
Yeah, it'll turn towards the end of it. So you keep him Bashir because you've not got another spinner, realistically. Ran Ahmed's busy. So then you go, right, you've got 3 places, 3 fast bowlers. Cars. So you've got to fit in Tongue, Cars, Atkinson, Wokes, Archer.
I don't know if Wokes would necessarily play 5 out of 5.
I don't think he'd play 5. I don't think Cars would coming back from injury.
Yeah.
So maybe Cars and Wokes.
Change.
Do you reckon it'll be 1?
It's hard to drop Tongue.
Yeah, I don't think you can drop Tongue. You found a bowler that can take out the tail of a team and go, yeah, we'll drop you.
Yeah, so you can't really do that. Yeah, can't really drop Bashir.
I don't think you'd drop Wokes and Cars, though, would you? Or rotate. They don't do
They don't really drop, do they? It's
they rotate players.
Yeah, I think 2 changes is probably too many for.
So who would you keep, Cars or Wokes? Because I think that
Cars, I think.
So you're keeping Cars, so that means that it's Atkinson in for Wokes in.
Yeah, because it can't be. I wouldn't have thought they'd go express pace for express pace, would they? Express pace for replacing swing.
Yeah, swing. That's what I was just going to say. You wouldn't go, Right, we've got express pace in Jofra Archer opening the bowling, and who's at the other end? Express pace with Bryden Cast.
Although Edge Bash is almost Australia-like, isn't it? It's quick. Maybe
They've got a funny accent, but I
maybe-
think that's about it.
Maybe maybe you just go a bit. Maybe you do go. I don't really know if you in England you do necessarily go all out attack, but maybe you do. Maybe you go pace to replace swing. I wouldn't have thought.
So you'd say Archer, Cast, Tongue as a bowling lineup.
Yeah, I think it will be Atkinson. I could maybe see Archer.
I wonder if they'll maybe rotate both of them.
Yeah.
It'll be Archer and Atkinson in for Wokes and. You say they can't drop Tongue, but they could. I hate to say it, the name. It's a bad way of dealing with it, but the name doesn't. Like if you went purely on name, not if you knew nothing about. Obviously, you knew a bit about cricket and billy, but nothing about the county championship. When you just went on name, you're looking going Archer, Atkinson, Cast.
Yeah.
Not so much Josh Tongue. But then saying that, is Archer more of a direct replacement for Tongue? Tongue bowls up at 89-90.
Yeah, maybe.
I think what we're proving here is whatever happens, Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes are going to have a fucking headache when it comes to that.
I don't think whatever whatever England decide, I don't think India are going to be. Oh, good.
Yeah, they've dropped him. Yay! Oh, it's just right. Oh, good. But
Well,
then
most of them probably played against him in the IPL. He's probably already had
this
his
is the
fair
thing.
share of.
I don't know if you saw. I saw this on TikTok. There's been a lot of Indian fans giving some stick. Well, why are they picking Jofra Archer? He's got the most expensive. He went for the most expensive over in IPL history. I don't understand why they're so excited by him. And then someone went, he still finished second in the overall wicket takers. He has that ability.
Yeah. One thing actually that I did say, I don't know if you saw this. Ben Duckett got it used to be called Man of the Match. They now call it Player of the Match, which is slightly woke nonsense. But okay, I'll kind of go with that.
Hang on, they can't do that really when the ECB were one of the first to turn around and go, no, women are women and men are men.
So I can just about accept Player of the Match. What I will not accept is the ECB Twitter. I don't know if you saw this.
No.
Daddy of the Match.
Daddy of the match.
Daddy of the Match. The comments were like, you knew what you were doing. Like, that's just, you can't have a daddy of the match. That's just, you're heading OnlyFans sort of way with that.
Why?
Yeah.
That's a weird one, isn't it? Daddy.
I think it's trying to be like trendy and cool, but that's just
trendy and cool is hitting reverse sweeps for six, not going daddy.
Yeah, so I'm not having that.
You're
The comments were, yeah, interesting to say the least.
I bet they were. You read every single one of them, didn't you?
It's
research.
Very, very kind of like as X is now. Reply. Click here for full thread. Full that thread.
This thread has comments that people might find offensive. Show more. Let me just have a look at that. Oh, that one's very offensive. Way.
See full video here.
Oh, I'm not that bad. Not on X, anyway.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Depends where you look on X. We haven't spoken about your birthday yet.
I know, we was doing. I've got the.
Oh, okay, go
You
on.
send me a plan.
Go on then. I can't remember what the order of the plan is.
How good was that test?
Good.
Good answer.
But you kind of discussed that. It was a good test. And to be fair,
Actually, this is a good one. These two go quite well together.
This is what
How
I do with a
comes
week
it-
off, by the way.
What?
This is what I do with a week off. I'm back at work tomorrow, so
Oh, you're going to get fuck all out of you for next week then.
pretty much.
Okay. How clumsy were India in the field, and would Kohli have made a difference? They go to hand in hand. I know that when you sent me that plan, you was thinking, would Kohli have made a difference batting?
Well, just generally, like, leading the side as the captain.
Getting in Joe Root's head.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Maybe.
It was a close game. Does he swing it enough the other way? But then who do you drop Their batting wasn't necessarily the top 7 wasn't necessarily the issue. They got 5 centuries.
Well, yeah. I don't think the batting was the issue.
It's not so much Kohli the batsman that would have. I'm saying would
It's
have made the
Kohli the
difference.
personality.
The personality, the leader. Would he swung it enough? I think England would have still won. But how much was it? 5 wickets in the end.
Who won it? It was
Smith and
Root.
Yeah, Root was not out because Root just never gets out.
No,
Ever.
Would he have made a difference? I think he would have made a difference. Does he make a big enough difference? No. I think Kohli, take away his batting, like you said, batting wasn't needed. Like, I think England would have looked and tried to chase down whatever they set. He works at his best in the field as a personality, as a shithouse, basically, with players who are inexperienced and maybe nervous is maybe the right word.
Would Tongue, if he had been batting with the tail, would Tongue have got through them, or would he have got in Tongue's head enough? Possibly he would have got in Tongue's head.
I think Tongue is the only one, but then at that point you go, right, he's in your head. We'll bring on Chris Wokes because you're not getting Chris Wokes' head. You're not getting in Bryden. You're not going to get in Bryden Castle's head. Bryden Castle twat you one. I don't think it might have made it closer. I don't think it would have made enough of a difference because I think you look at someone like Zach. The only person you'd look at and go maybe would have got in his head would have been Zach. Getting that, but then the ball he got in the first innings, you go like if we played 2 days, some of them wickets that we've seen or watched from the field, if you had the second innings, you'd be going, remember what you did to you in the first innings? Yeah. It's only one, maybe.
Yeah.
And I think that would have died pretty quickly after seeing how Zach played him. Just going, I'm not going to try and play anything stupid. I'm just going to straight bat everything. If it's drivable, it'll drive. I think Duckett is the most unflappable man
ever.
He just looks like life. He's one of those people I imagine just go through life going, your phone bill's due. I'll pay that. Credit card's due. Yeah, I'll pay that. You're going to pay that? I've done it. It's just
almost like the wife gets home. He's kind of like, did you do this? Did you do that?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all done. It's all sorted.
Yeah. I need you to put those pictures up. I've done it. Have you hoovered the floor? Yeah, I've done it. Joe Root.
Did you get the pasta down from the top shelf? Fuck it. There's one I couldn't do.
Did you put
Zach?
Did you put those things in loft?
It seems like he's got to be fair to him, he seems like he's got quite a good sense of humour around like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It must get really
It
boring.
was that was that famous one, wasn't it? With the video of him stood next to Stuart Broad and Zach Crawley from National Anthem, and he literally just sees that bit of him, and he's like, I think I'll stand somewhere else next time. Root and Kohli over the years have had some battles, but I think Root takes a very different approach to it, doesn't he? By just going, don't give a shit.
He doesn't, does he? He's too sort of smiley and too happy enjoying playing cricket to actually get into a battle. And then
maybe Jamie Smith. Jamie Smith might be the only person.
Maybe Stokes a little bit, because Stokes would have gone back at it.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
No, but it would have gone one or two ways. That's what I mean. It would have.
Yeah, but I'm thinking. But I mean, I reckon Joe Stokes. Joe Stokes, apparently. I reckon Ben Stokes must be one of the worst. Ben Root must be one of the worst people to give it to. And I imagine Harry Brookies as well, because it will go one or two ways. Yeah. You're either going to get them out quite cheaply, or you're going to be stood at the end of the day going, good, he's on 170 not out. And yeah.
Well, possibly with Harry Brook, he wouldn't have been 99 not got out. It would have been like 198 or something.
Yeah, he would have gone the other way.
But then he could have got 2.
No, I don't. I think with Harry, yeah.
That's what I mean.
With Harry Brook, it's more those, I was going to say volatile, but I think volatile is a very harsh word for it. Those kind of players you go, could he? Could he have made a difference? I don't think he would have done enough.
I think England would have won by maybe 2 wickets. Maybe 3 wickets. It would have made a difference. They would have been a better side with him in it, but not enough.
No, but I don't think they were. I don't think they would have been good enough. I can't say.
Pardon me.
I reckon he could have got some runs.
But runs wasn't the issue, was
No.
it? I know that sounds really stupid to say when the whole point of the game is to get as many runs as possible. But getting the runs wasn't the issue for India.
No.
It was their bowling, wasn't it? Realistically, like, yes, they took 15 wickets overall, but England took 20 and they did it in less runs.
Yeah.
They didn't take all the wickets. They didn't.
No.
Their economies were fucking sky high. So you look and you go, right, I don't think Kohli does make a difference. It's not, again, it's not like the batting time was an issue as well.
No.
It's not like you look and go, oh, they missed Rohit Sharma, who's a calming influence because they batted for the best part of a day and 3/4.
Some of the stuff actually when Pant was keeping was quite funny.
I love Rishabh Pant.
Because he was so funny because he was watching Ben Duckett hit some of his like reverse sweeps for 6 and stuff, and you could see like he was like, "Were you trying to hit it there? Were you trying to hit it square?" And he's just kind of like, but like they're not trying to get in his head. They're just having like this conversation.
I love Rishabh Pant.
Basically, they're just absolute gun players.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "You're actually at my level. I've just nailed you for like a couple of hundreds.
I think
you're actually at my level."
I think there's a few players, like you said, that are just levels above it at the moment. Like we're not saying that Ben Duckett's the best player to have ever played for England, but he is at the moment the most informed England player, and you got Rishabh Pant, who's probably the most informed Indian player.
Yeah.
And they're just like you said, just every time. I love listening to Pant because I think he's brilliant. He was the one that gave Tim Payne. How does it feel to be in a squad that everybody hates you?
Yeah.
And it was at his first test after the sandpaper thing,
was
wasn't it? Yeah. And Rishabh Pant, he came out to bat. Tim Payne's taken over as captain, and Rishabh Pant goes to him. How does it feel to be hated by everyone? Quality, lovely.
I'm not the biggest Tim Payne fan.
No, neither am I.
Never got a test 100, and like some of the stuff he said about Headingley, Ben Stokes had a day out. What you mean he scored 170 or whatever it was, like not out?
Yeah.
How many times did you do that in your test career? Like you never did it, and like he's in the changing room going, "Oh, he just had a day out." Like it's like me going like, "Oh, Creedy just had a good game today. He just got 150." Yeah. I've never done that in my life.
No.
Like I can't ever compare yourself.
I agree. I think Tim Payne is. Australians are notoriously sore losers, and I think Tim Payne is the epitome of that at times.
We had yesterday. I've actually completely forgot it. Talking about Australia, we had the best OS dismissal.
Who was it?
Phil.
What wandered off?
Well, he not so much wandered off. It was I put it down as a run out because I was scoring, and then they were arguing amongst themselves. I think it's a stumping. I was like, well, I put it down as a run out, so it's a run out.
Stumping. That's the ball in your head.
Yeah. So Phil went to play, I think like a cover drive or something, missed it, and then he went to play the shot again, and it's like basically just imitated playing the shot again and just imitated the shot out of his crease, and their keeper just stood back and just thought, I'll have a go.
Oh, we said about this last week about the man-cadding. I'm not sure.
But he took it well. He was just like, I was just stupid. I just went to imitate the shot and just drifted out my crease.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that, to be honest, but never mind. Do we think, you put it in text, so I'll do you, that this could be remnant? Is that the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Comparable, like
comparable to England's 05 Ashes.
Possibly. It depends how India react to that defeat, doesn't it? It's hard to tell after one game. Realistically, the Ashes, although it was an amazing series, it was actually an amazing four-match series, basically, because we just got absolutely bummed in the first game, didn't we?
Yeah, we got absolutely spanked.
Yeah. But then we obviously responded well to that. Because all the talk was, this is like the best chance we've got to win the Ashes for the first time in 8 million years. And then we got absolutely hammered.
Well, it's the first time for us to win the Anderson Tendulkar Trophy.
So it was then all about how we bounced back. So do India need to change a lot to actually beat us? Probably not loads.
They don't change their batting, do they? It's going to be bowling. They need to. But then have
But
they?
if they can't win with Boomer in the side, how the hell do they win without him?
I don't think. I don't think. I don't think it's as black as white. Black and white. As going, well, Boomer's outside, they're going to lose, because I don't think, like we've discussed, Boomer wasn't fantastic in that last.
No. They could even go like 2 spinners, and that could work. Like if it's a turning track, Jadeja and someone.
I don't actually know who they've brought over. That's the problem.
But I don't really know. Obviously, it does matter, but I don't really know if it matters that much, because there'll be some Indian overseas players playing in the county circuit, so they could possibly just pull one of those. Like, I don't think there's anything to stop them doing that.
Maybe.
Grab your coat. You've pulled. You're in the test squad.
Nice. I think it can be as good as the 05 Ashes. I think
it could go.
I don't know if it can be as good. I think it can be as the 05 Ashes was. What's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say everyone knew.
It was a real sort of generational thing.
That's
wasn't
it. I think,
like,
especially
people like our age, it's the first thing you remember.
And I think after the winter that England have had, this could be a generational thing for them. Going and getting. What? They played 8 tests over the winter?
Yeah.
And won 1. This could be the generational.
Does it have to be? Well, maybe it's not so much this series. Maybe it's this followed by the Ashes. So it could be like the whole thing sort of basically start to dominate the sport, or a wake up call of actually.
No, I don't think it needs the Ashes, because I think the Ashes are the reason that the 2005 Ashes was generational was because that was the best team in the world at that time.
Yeah,
that could that basically could not be beaten, could they? They plenty had tried, no one had done it. With India, I know that South Africa won the Test World Championship.
I don't think that's. It's like the Nations League. It doesn't really count as a.
Count. South India at the moment are the best Test team. We go there, we win. Australia aren't the team they used to be.
No.
They I mean, the West Indies gave them a fucking good, close battle. I know the scorebook says 5 wickets, but it was closer than that. And come December, when did December, November, the Ashes start? Are Australia going to be in a better place than England are playing India? Australia, and have we got one more? Or is it just India?
I think
for
it's just
some?
India because it's 5, isn't it?
We're playing India. They're playing the West Indies. Like, I mean that with no disrespect to the West Indies.
It's also you're playing West Indies at Test cricket. I think it's a very different conversation when it's one-day cricket.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, but we're talking obviously the Ashes is done.
Yeah, so but it's not the best. It's not the ideal preparation for the Ashes because that's a test.
Yeah. So I'm looking and thinking, are Australia going to improve? Because they're not.
I can't even really name their side. Constas opens.
Constas opens with Khawaja.
Khawaja's obviously good. Yeah, he can be.
Yeah, again, there was talk of him being dropped.
Smith, Labuschagne's decent in the middle order potentially.
Labuschagne's looks like he's on last knock-ins. This is the thing. You look at. I think the thing that England, maybe we need to do an episode on this. The advantage that England have is you're looking at them and going, these people are out of form, but we've got.
They're almost relying on their class, though, aren't they?
That's what Australia sort of are picking the likes of Khawaja, Labuschagne. They're the two that I've read are.
Travis Head's like one of the best in the world at the minute.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the ones that are out of form.
Yeah.
That they're going, oh, we can't drop Khawaja because Khawaja could hit a double 100. And Labuschagne could bat all day.
I don't think I can name 11 Australian players right now. Constas Khawaja, Smith, Labuschagne. I just said one. Travis Head.
Okay, but I don't think he's in the test.
Yeah,
Oh, is
I
he?
think he's all format.
Is he?
The all-rounder, I've forgotten his name.
Cam Green.
Yeah. So it's
Keeper,
6.
English. Is it Josh English?
See, I don't really know who that is.
I don't know. I think it's Josh English is the keeper.
It's not Carey anymore, is it?
No. Oh, no, it might be.
How's
Might
that?
be Alex Carey.
And then bowling-wise, Cummins. And
Hazelwood.
Lyons, is Lyons still around?
Lyons is still there. Hazelwood.
That's 9, I think. I'm struggling.
I think we got. Did we get 10?
9 or 10.
Uh,
We can't even name 11 Australian players.
uh,
This will come back and bite us in the arse when they hammer us in the Ashes.
it's 5-0 in the Ashes, and we're going to snap back to an hour and 17 minutes into episode 50, where we made ourselves look like twats for the 50th time. Yeah. But again, you look at and you go, let's say that.
Unless they do what we did in 05, and it's just basically like young blood, just come in and there's no pressure on you. It's an Ashes series, of course, it's pressure on you, but like come
Try
in,
and smash them out of the water.
yeah, and like this is your chance.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, which is obviously a big gamble.
I was going to say that would be a risk and a half, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, going back to the Test series against India, it'd be interesting because I feel like the scorecard says we won by 5 wickets, but it was a lot closer than that. So I could easily see the next game being like won by, I don't know, like 15, 20
10
runs.
runs, yeah.
But then equally, psychologically, it depends how India bounce back. Like if they can't sort out their tail, and someone like Pant, I mean, ultimately he is playing very well, but he could get
good ball.
He could get just a couple of Cs.
You look, was it 500
Yeah,
over the game? Shubman Gill, Pant.
twice.
Was Pant twice?
Yeah.
Who was he up? There was 2 more then, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, KL Rahul.
Yeah. One
And
other.
someone else get one in the. KL Rahul and Pant were the second innings, weren't they?
Yeah.
First one was Shubman Gill, Pant, and. Did the other opener get one?
I think so.
I can't even remember who the other opener is.
Did you see the interview after the game where I think it was the head coach? The head coach is an ex-player, isn't he?
Yes, not Gavaskar.
Gambia. Yeah. Someone asked him like, "How do you feel Pant did?" Because he's now vice captain. Like, not so much. Obviously, got 200s, but like the leadership role sort of thing, and basically other positives to take out of the game. He said, "I don't know why you're talking about Pant," and it's kind of like when he sort of started answering the question, I was like, "That's very arsey for like a completely reasonable question." He's like, "I don't know why you're asking me about Pant because 5 people got hundreds," and he's like, "I don't think he's necessarily asking about the hundreds. He was saying like it's sort of stepping up as vice captain."
And think where I like, 2-3 years ago, there was a chance Rishabh Pant was never going to walk again.
Yeah.
Let alone play Test cricket and get 200s. But yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it for today, don't you? Starts again Wednesday, so we'll have another episode where we'll be going. Tom will be going, "This is all shit. It's all shit. This is all shit." We don't know why they keep doing this. They keep throwing it away, and then in 2 weeks' time, there'll be an episode of me going, "I fucking told you, Bazball's brilliant."
More than happy with Bazball as long as there's brains involved.
You're one to fucking talk. You are one to fucking talk.
I nearly got to double figures last Sunday.
I nearly faced 2 balls last Sunday, but someone got out.
Yeah, it was that.
You do this. You do.
Yeah, so we've been from the boundary, and much like I was going to say, I'm trying to think of an example. We've recovered from a disastrous start, and we've now posted 500 odd. So that was a very good episode. I was trying to.
Tom's decided to do our appraisals on the pod. Okay, that's a new one.
I was trying to use like an analogy from the game, but I can't think of a team that started like really badly and were like 20 for 2 and then recovered from there. I was going to use that as an analogy, but like
it started shit. We had some issues. We got it working. Here's episode 50. Bye bye.
we were 20 for 3 and then got to 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been from the boundary. You can get us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, X, no?
Yeah.
As From the Boundary Pod.
Yeah.
You can email us at fromtheboundarypod@gmail.com. We also have a Patreon, which gives you access to special episodes when they come, and merchandise discount on merchandise when that comes. That's like £5 a month.
£3 a month.
£3 a month.
It's £3 a month now.
Is it? Has that gone down?
Yeah, it has gone down. Because Patreon decided to take away one of the what's it called? Membership fee things. So it's now gone down to £3 because we don't have to charge as much to make like 50p per subscription. It's weird.
Oh, right.
It's gone down. Ta-da.
That's it.
Bye, Felicia.